Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Josh, and welcome back to another video. And today we're gonna be talking about uh another Paramount Plus original, I guess. I don't know. This isn't really originality, all right. I'm just gonna cut to the chase real quick. So we're gonna be talking about the Very Odd Parents reboot. Very Odd Parents, a Fairly Odder, which just sounds awful. I mean, just stop, honestly. Also, if you guys want to know where I've been for the past couple of days, let's just say I've been kind of recharging, which is why, if that makes sense, I've been extremely tired. So that's why I haven't been able to make videos for the past few days. So I do apologize, but at least we're here now. So last time, if we talked, if I remember, we were talking about Halo, which was, of course, on Paramount Plus. Now, of course, the problem with that show was that the creators just pretty much downright admitted that they've never played the games, but only talked about the characters. So it's like, I mean, that's kind of a recipe for a disaster, right? And then this happened out of nowhere. This was announced, back in March, honestly. Sugar, sorry, if you hear my dogs crying, that's because my dad went out. So they're kind of sad. So I do apologize if you hear them kind of howling in the background. So anyway, you see, I lost my train of thought already. Honestly, I don't really know where to begin with this. Like, honestly, who thought this was a good idea? This show ended like years ago, and it's not like it's getting better. I mean, don't get me wrong. This isn't the first time that they were trying to go for a more live action approach because yes, this show is apparently a sitcom now, basically. Now, if in case you're not aware, right? In case I don't know if you've been in a cave, I don't know if you don't know what Very Odd Parents are. Well, let's just say, if you grew up in the early 2000s or so, you will probably know what that show is. It's a cartoon that was on Nickelodeon, and it lasted for about 10 seasons or so. And the reason why I say that's because apparently the show has had a bit of a history of kind of getting canceled and then renewed and then canceled again. Not to mention that the creator, Butch Hartman, oh boy. Not to mention that he's been also forced to kind of make changes to the show, which only damaged it more. So, basically, to make a long story short, the last few seasons were god awful, and the show ended on a pretty sour note, to say the least. It was not the same as it used to be, and it definitely felt very corporal in a way. Not to mention that the animation has also gone pretty cheap. So, long story short, wasn't looking too good. Now, don't get me wrong, 10 seasons is a very long time, but when your show starts to degrade within time like that, I mean, it's like, I don't know, man. I don't really know if there's a way of fixing that. So ever since then, of course, good old Butch, right? So he has his own YouTube channel, of course. He talks about how it's like being in animation. And there goes my dogs being crazy. I don't know if you hear them. Anyway, yeah, so and then he tries to like talk about how he wants to come back and stuff like that. He still has a YouTube channel, but if I'm being very honest with you, I wouldn't really check it out. Mostly because he's kind of a shady person. He's done a lot of pretty bad stuff, and I won't lie, I'm just gonna say it right now. I don't like him. I really don't. All the weird, crazy shit he's done. He did like Oaxis and stuff like that, where it's supposed to be some sort of like streaming service for new creators and stuff like that. But then it turned out to be some sort of like religion thing where it's meant to be a sort of Christian channel. But the thing is, he's not like the good type of Christian, right? He's not like the whole, hey, let's pray to God and stuff like that. No, he's kind of like those evangelical type people. He's he's got some pretty messed up things to say. Don't get me wrong. Oh, we're going to cure autism and stuff like that. Fuck off. Come on. You can't cure that. Yeah. So, and he's been known for stealing art too. So yeah, there's that. So there's a lot of things not to like about him, but what's odd is that he's an executive producer for this reboot. Honestly, it's not even a reboot. It's a continuation technically because the show is about good old little Timmy. He's headed off to college, so now he gives his fairies away to his cousin now, I guess. Yeah, basically now the show doesn't even focus on him. Now it focuses on his cousin, whose father married some obnoxious woman, and now she got like an annoying stepbrother, which I cannot stand this little fucker. Oh my god. Every single commercial, every single advertisement I see, he's so obnoxious. Why? Now, look, don't get mad at the actors, okay? It's not their fault. It's not the actors' fault that they're given crap to do like this, because don't get me wrong. If I was told that I was going to be in a show and I was going to get paid tons of money for it, whether it's good or not, I'd probably join. But then again, it's best not to do that too much, just to make sure you don't ruin your reputation. Just like Butch. I mean, honestly, I don't even know how he still has a reputation after all the weird stuff he does. But this isn't too much about him. This is just mostly about how god awful this show is. Because honestly, you don't even have to watch it to know that it's bad. I don't understand. Now, like I say, since the original it was a cartoon, right? The original, right? So they did like a combination of both like animation and live action together. So yeah, all the human characters are in live action, and then you got the two fairies, Cosmo and Wanda. They're both animated, which stand out a little bit too much per se. And it's not good that the animation is atrocious. It is so goddamn bad. I'm literally banging my table telling you how horrendous this is. And I'm over here thinking, how's the production? Because there's a lot more to it. We still got a lot to cover. So hang tight, folks, because there's still a lot of shit we got to go through, especially within the first episode, where there's actually an animated segment where they actually do show, the old characters drawn in their cartoony style. And that might sound good, but when you see the animation, it is so static. It is bad. Like you got like Jorgen, like when he be walking, and it looks so weird. It's bad the way, like, who animated this part? And it's like, and then you got Crocker too. So basically the way that this kind of start up is that they're like in some sort of prison, and then Croc, he's saying some shit like, why am I in here and whatever like that. And then you got Jorgen basically explaining why and stuff like that. Then he walks out and he's like lights out, and then you can see his walk animation is like, it looks like he was just plastered on there. It's like the animators don't know what they were doing. They just pretty much kind of put like I don't know. There's clips online that you could watch, so you could pretty much judge for yourself how atrocious it is, because it's really bad. And apparently there's a lot of like rumors and stuff about the animation part, where that's they're mostly rumors, but a lot of people say that this part was like kind of damn, I had the name on top of my head and I completely forgot what it's called. Basically it's when you let some other company and from some other company animate your stuff for you. Outsource, that's what it was. Outsource, right? So, something like that. I hope I got that right. I don't know. And so apparently rumors have it that animation part was done by one person, or maybe it was done by a group of people that just really don't know what they were doing, which, I mean, that makes the most sense, right? Nobody knows for sure though, but whatever, Now, don't get me wrong, when it comes to animation, yeah, it's pretty common for a lot of these, studios to kind of outsource the animation to other places, because I know that with the original Masters of the Universe, I know they outsourced their stuff. I don't know if the animation was done in China or in somewhere else. I don't remember where exactly it was. But the only reason I knew that, it's because with one of the characters, they did like some animation error with his hands. And, basically the people that were like, hey, studio, we made a mistake, but we know that deadline is coming up. Do you mind if we could fix it? And then the company was like, no, just bring it to us. We'll take a look at it, and then we'll just send it back to you. And then they were like, no, but that doesn't make any sense. We have it right here. We can fix it. So how about just give us like another day or two, and we could just fix it and then send it out. And then the studio was like, no, we want it right now. Send it here. And the people were like, oh, but come on. And then the other one's like, now. And then the other one's like, okay. All right, fine. And then that's exactly what happened. But then again, Masters of the Universe, it was pretty popular for its time. So I wouldn't say they had exactly any sort of issue. So the point that I'm trying to make here is that animation is tricky. That's not really an easy thing to do. A lot of people like to kind of poke fun and be like, animation, okay. But no, you could do a lot with it, So it's kind of sad that we're kind of looking at it in the state that it is. And considering that this was just a small segment just for this episode, now mind you, there's about at least, I guess, 13 episodes of the show so far. 13 episodes that I'm not gonna watch. Obviously, fuck that. I only honestly, like I mentioned before, I only had Paramount Plus because I wanted to, my parents wanted to watch the new Jackass movie, and I wanted to watch iCarly, the reboot. Again, I don't know why it's a reboot. They're not starting all over again. I don't understand why. It's because of the idea. I mean, let me not get off topic here because, like I said, the story is about Timmy's cousin, whose name I forgot, and honestly, I don't care. And honestly, the characters are so well, not just her step bro, but like everybody's. It's like everyone's exaggerated in a way where they're trying to act like cartoons, but it just does not work. Honestly, they should not have gone on with this though. It is that bad, and the props, the stuff they use for the show. We haven't even talked about that. That portion of the show is also god awful. My God. Now, of course, the original idea for the show is, Timmy when he was a little boy, he got the fairies, they could grant him wishes and stuff like that. But of course they gotta follow the rules, and yes, that's how they say it, the rules. And one of them was that nobody cannot know about the existence of the fairies, only except for the person who has them, obviously. But in here, they pretty much threw that out the window. They pretty much break every single rule you could think of in here, and it's like I don't understand. It's like, did they even watch the original show? You would think they would, since Butch is the executive producer for this. Him and some other guy. I don't know who actually created the show, but all I'm gonna say is just why. Like Paramount Plus, you are desperate for new content. I don't understand. I had so much high hopes for this streaming service because I mean Paramount's a good company. They got some good stuff right there. You got the original Friday the 13th movies, you got Indiana Jones, Bar Rescue. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to admit it. Okay, I'm a dirty liar. I only watch Paramount Plus honestly because of Bar Rescue. Not even. I don't even watch the actual streaming thing. I watch just like on the channel because they're doing like a marathon right now, and I've been like very into it. So, well, what do you expect? I'm a grown up, all right. I can't just be like, well, there's nothing wrong with watching cartoons, but obviously it's been a while since I've seen Fairy Odd Parents because admittedly it's just pretty much gone down the drain. You can't really watch it the same way anymore, and it's hard to really give it credit, especially considering that the creator of the show is kind of a dickhead. So I wouldn't really want to support a person like that, but I do support the animation stuff like that. This show I don't. But anyway, let's move on to their propping and everything, right? Now, I'm just going to get to the main meat of it, right? Why am I talking about the show, right? Why am I talking about this? What relation does it have to me exactly besides Fairy Odd Parents kind of being my childhood, right? Well, I said kind of, right? Because, reasons. Well, you see, there's a part where I guess they wished for a giant monster. I don't know the context, and I don't care. But there's like a part where you got like this monster destroying this fake city, like if it's like an old Godzilla movie. And you guys know, I mean, have you seen my first YouTube channel? I mean, it's I'm not on it no more, but I'm a huge Godzilla fan. So what does this have to do with that? Because the person is wearing a costume, right? It's not CGI. But the costume is the exact same one as the 2014 Godzilla Halloween costume you could get on freaking Amazon. I am not joking. It is the exact same thing. You could it's so obvious. I'm guessing to trick their viewers. I guess the suit is not inflated because you could inflate it if you wanted to. But why though? I don't understand. Is this supposed to be like a big budget show? I don't get that. Why are you using weird shitty props like this? You're using like random shit you find online. I mean, luckily it's not wish.com, but whatever, I guess. And then the hands. Oh my god, the giant claws. Those are just like your generic dinosaur gloves that you can also buy on Amazon. And the reason why I'm mentioning that, it's because some people have they found out. I don't know how, but I don't know how they found out, that they're coming directly from Amazon. They got some good eyes right there because holy crap, how are you going to use this stuff for your show? I don't understand, Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with bringing outside stuff for your show or movie. It's okay. Listen, I'm a huge horror fanatic, so I understand that back in the day when they used to make horror movies, budgets were really tight. There really was no such thing as a perfect horror movie. Even the first Friday the 13th movie was like very, very crass. It was like, it was legendary for its time, but looking back at it, it's not really that much of a good movie. Well, hard to believe that the series actually gotten better or worse depending on how you look at it through time. But one thing I know for sure is that sometimes these people actually do attempt to bring stuff from their homes. All right, it's pretty normal. But in here, I can't help but ask, where's the budget going? It doesn't even look like they're utilizing it well if they're doing this. It makes no sense. Or do you think your viewers are that stupid? That's the other thing too. Who is this show made for? Who? People that grew up with the cartoon? I doubt it. Everything is so childish, especially the way they act. And there's parts where it's pretty obvious that you're trying to laugh. The show's like painfully unfunny, literally. We're talking like heart attack unfunny. You know what I mean? We're talking like just like the worst type of comedy. It's like they try to appeal to like the little kiddies, the demographic of like little shits and stuff like that. It doesn't work. It really doesn't. The show it's not entertaining. It's not funny. It's atrocious. The characters are very annoying. And the acting is. I think I said what I need to say. Do I need to keep going? And putting together animation, and like I say, Cosmo and Wanda, they're still animated. All right, they're not live action or CGI. All right, so it's like you put that in live action, and it does not mix well at all. I get that you got movies like Who Framed Roger Rabbit who've done that much more better, but I don't know what the technique is behind that. All right, I know that it's very hard to try to do that, combine 2D with like realism. All right, I know that that's pretty difficult. I know that those Looney Tunes back in action. Oh, who could forget Space Jam? Space Jam 2, we don't talk about that, but you get the idea. All right, I'm guessing that's what they were going for. Again, it doesn't look right. It doesn't work, and whatever techniques they try to use, it's not working. So stop it. Honestly, I can't believe money was actually put into this while that money could have been put on something much more better. Give us more original content. Stop with this freaking bullshit of reboots. Nobody wanted a reboot of Very Oddparents. And I hate that everybody has to call it a reboot because that's not what it is. It's a continuation because it got freaking Timmy in a Preston t-shirt and gold chains. I am not joking. He's actually wearing gold chains. And are we supposed to take this serious too? Because he's still wearing that pink hat, and it's like, I don't understand. I get that he's supposed to be like a grown-up now and he's going to college, but still, come on now. At least try to be semi-realistic about it. Look at that. Ooh, that was terrible. I apologize. That was disgusting. My God. Why? Honestly, I don't even know where this rant is going. Am I complaining about Paramount Plus or the actual show itself? Because just seeing some snippets of it, it's like, wow. I mean, wow. This is twice in a row that I've talked about how god-awful Paramount has been with this stuff. It's bad, man. It's laughable at how bad it is. I'm laughing more at how much of an embarrassment the show is than the actual show itself. Oh my God, Paramount, this is a joke. Butch, you're a joke. Show, you're also a joke, but not in the good way. And I am done talking about this. I am gonna stop for today, honestly. I want to continue talking about some good stuff right here, okay? So now that that's done and over with, what am I going to talk about next? Well, we still need to cover Holothon because I guess it's over. I don't know. A lot of people have pretty much, I think a lot of people lost track of how Holothon works because I think this is the last week, but some people think last week was was the finale, but I don't know. I'm still doing my hunts, okay? I'm not calling it quits for me just yet, all right? So expect more videos on Holothon soon, whether you like it or not, because to make a long story short, nobody liked Holothon. So I'm still on the 50-50 side. I get why it's bad, but at the same time, I kind of feel bad that so far I found all the stuff I wanted, but not everybody else. So we will cover that soon because there's a lot to cover with that. What else? We got some new Godzilla stuff coming up soon. There's actually some things I want to talk about here. I have yet to talk about some of their newest figures. Of course, I bought some. I got some new stuff not too long ago. On I seen it on eBay. Of course, eBay. Some of the new stuff is already coming out. We'll get right on that though. You know, we'll get there eventually. What I mean, better late than never. You know what I mean? You know. Some yeah. You know, you guys know I always talk about some random shit, so I got you covered. All right, you'll get some content soon. So until then, I'm gonna relax with my dogs because they are very heartbroken. Right, Lulu? Let me see if I could grab her. No, they don't want me. They don't even want me to hug them. Come on, not even you. Not even you. You cute little thing. You okay, honey? Are you sad? She's very sad, but it's okay, right? You're with me, all right? Hmm? Not even a kit. Wow, not even a kiss. Oh well. So anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. If you like what you saw, leave a like. Dislike it. If you dislike it, Lulu, hold still. And yeah, see ya.